Welcome, I'm David.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Desmonds Donders.
And welcome to Tomintoul. We're on the road between the village itself and the Cairngorm quarry. Cairngorm is about half a mile up the road, and Tomintoul about 250-300 yards in the opposite direction. We'll take you round and show you what I can see and hear, hopefully, from the door of the van. And I'll bring it right round so that you can see me sat in the door. Currently not sure what you're seeing as the camera's pointing the wrong direction for me to see anything. But it'll come round shortly and I'll bring it down. So as it does come round, I am in shot. It's a cracking little spot. We pass this virtually every time we come to Tomintoul, and we've thought about coming here and not, and this time we decided to. It's a busy spot with dog walkers, but then everywhere is these days. And I've just covered my mic up, so I don't know whether you heard any of that. Oh well, there's an outtake. There's a small burn, some low-lying marsh, and then lots of walking. Lindsay's already gone off on one of the walks, and we'll both maybe try later on. I might have a go at one of them because it's only short into the village. Who knows? Anyway, for now, I'll just switch you off. I'll change position, play around with the camera, and we'll show you the rest of where we are. There is the usual estate sign, and above me an unusual military jet. For this time of the week, they've been busy. All this week. It's the 20th of April today. It's been busy all this week. At night, just let the traffic past, and they went quiet Friday night, but it seems they're at it again today. Hopefully we won't be bothered too much by them, but they must be training for something. You can see the daffodils are out. That road goes up the hill to a memorial, which we've shown you before in a previous video that Lindsay has walked down from the quarry. So if we don't cover it again in this video, it's in the quarry videos. And there you can see that track, and as we come further round, that is the road. It's quiet at night and not too bad in the day. To be honest, last night the birds were more of a problem than the road. But they were no problem. It is great to go off to sleep listening to owls. And this morning, talking about birds, we've added a total of 14 species to our list for here. Or obviously it's a new spot, but it's 14 species today for, let's get the right name for it, Camp Dalwhinnie Car Park. And yeah, great place. Let me move again. Well, I got it wrong. 500 metres to the viewpoint where the still is, and that's the quarry. So it's not as far as I thought. Bridge of Avon, 1¼ miles. There is a park up there supposedly, but it's always difficult to get into. Not because there's other cars parked or other vans parked, but because the house at the top of the road down is always blocking the way down. They obviously don't like people being down there. And the Speyside Way, yes, the Speyside Way. This is a spur of the Speyside Way, and Lindsay's walked the whole of this spur, but it joins up with the main path, and you head down to the Speyside Spey Bay, I should say, on the Speyside Way from there. There's another vehicle coming. Very, very busy road during the day. It would be at the edge of the village. There's Desmond, and I've got my HF aerial system up and running. And there's a contest on, so I switched it straight back off. Basically, I'm just trying the system out. It's been decommissioned for the last 2.5 years. I've been just not in a place to use it. Now, feeling a lot better, so you'll hear me on the bands again. Just more of the woods at the car park. Time to go in and have a cup of tea. Tomintoul nestles at a height of 354 metres on the northern slopes of the Cairngorm Mountains and lays claim to the title of the highest village in the Highlands. Travel southwest from here and you encounter nothing more developed than the odd track for nearly 40 miles, and meantime you will have crossed the highest mountains in the Cairngorms. Interestingly enough, if you were to take that route, you would emerge on the A9 not far from Dalwhinnie. There were settlements in this area by the 1640s, but Tomintoul itself did not come into being until 1776. In the aftermath of the 1745 Jacobite uprising, many changes swept the Highlands, and a desire to control both political and economic activity was high on the agenda. It was during this period that the 4th Duke of Gordon decided to build a new village to house the populations of a number of dispersed settlements across the estate. This may in part have been driven by a desire to improve people's fairly miserable lives, but it was also designed to make it easier to stamp out cattle reiving, and whisky smuggling, both elements of a way of life in this part of the Highlands that lasted for generations. The location of the Duke of Gordon's new village was picked to take advantage of the military road that had been built from Braemar over the high pass at the Lecht and on to lonely Cairngorm Castle. Hello, it's me again, and we're up the top of a hill. Believe it or not, well, halfway up it. But you've got me on the pocket this time, and Lindsay's here and my hand's shaking. So how long this will last, I don't know. But why are we up this hill? I'll show you. So this is why we're here. The Victor Gaffney Memorial Cairn. And next to it, Michael, his son's memorial bench. But now it's time to go back down the hill. You see the clever way I did this once we got up here and had a rest. There, over the valley, is Tomintoul. And here's the view from a slightly different angle. You can still see there's some snow on the hills and there's some traffic on the road. And there again, Tomintoul coming into view. Had a lovely lunch from there today. And this is the track, both up and down, from the memorial cairn. We're walking back to the car park and not to Tomintoul. Well, I'm not. I don't know what Lindsay's going to be doing. Dr. Victor Gaffney, 1910 to 1974, was the son of Michael Gaffney and also had a son called Michael Gaffney. The father was from Ireland and Rachel Grant, the mother, was from Tomintoul, and his grandparents from the Braes of Glenlivet. He had a great love for the area. A teacher and a historian, he was awarded a doctorate for his thesis on the Lordship of Strathaven, which was published in 1960. In 1970 he wrote Tomintoul, its glens and its people, a condensed treatment of the main book. He died before the bicentenary celebrations in Tomintoul, and in 1976 a cairn was erected in his memory by the people of Tomintoul. It stands, as you saw, on the old military road at Camp Dalmore, overlooking the whole range of Ben Avon. Thank you for watching Desmonds Donders. And whatever you're doing in the countryside, please take nothing but memories and leave nothing but tracks. Please subscribe and ring that bell to be notified of our future videos.